Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and guess what? It's November 1st, so it is the first day of our Media Ministry November Challenge, and as promised, I am going to give you 5 ideas, just 5, you might get some more later in another video, but here are 5 ideas of what you can do to 5X your production and everything that's coming out of your media ministry for your ministry. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. Just your first time stopping by the channel. Thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member by clicking one of the links down below. So let me give you 5 tips or ideas that you might not have thought about to try and 5X this. Because again, this whole thing is not just to be busy, it's about being creative. So let me just give you a couple of tips of what I've done and what I am doing. And hopefully it can inspire you to come up with new things or give you some ideas. And please, this is a community thing. Look, we ain't winning no battles by beating our others, brothers and sisters in Christ. So if you got a great idea, please leave them down below, because again, you never know. Your idea might inspire me as well too. So that's what it's all about. Number 1 is mainly everybody's doing something. Well, the majority of y'all are doing some type of live stream. That's your typical 1 video a week. So in this challenge, as a reminder, the idea is to 5X, do 5 times. You can go for 3, but the main thing is go for 5 times more than what you normally do. That is coming up with 4 different videos compared to just your live stream. If you are live streaming on whatever day that you're having service, that also includes if you're live streaming Bible study or something like that. So again, number 1 is to repurpose that live stream. That live stream can be from 30 minutes up to 3 hours. That's a whole lot of content. And to be quite honest, like we talked about before, the mind can take what the butt can withstand. Very rarely are you going to get somebody to sit down. I mean, there are certain people, but not everybody is going to sit in front of their tablet, their phone, their computer, or their smart TV and rewatch the entire 3-hour-long service. So the idea is take certain sections and chop it up. One of the easiest things, 2 of the easiest ways to repurpose that is segment out just the sermon by itself. Or if you have some music that y'all have done yourself and you got the license for it and all the right stuff is in place, and I don't know what just disconnected from my computer, but as long as you have all the rights and permissions in place, you can sample just one of the songs of your praise team, your choir, your musicians, anything like that. You have whatever the length of your live stream is, that can be repurposed. Even if you are only live streaming the sermon, you can take a highlight of that, a section of that sermon, the most powerful part, and use that as a teaser and link it to the full service. Take a snapshot of it. Let's take the first, 90 seconds of the sermon, 3 minutes of the sermon. Just get a section. Start it off with an introduction to your service. Boom, you got that section. And then you leave it on a cliffhanger to make people want to get and watch the whole thing. That's an idea. So again, take the live stream or whatever content you're uploading right now and dice it up like a julienne salad and get different sections out of it and use that. So cool. Let's go to number 2. Why not think about doing a midweek refresher? Meaning that, hey, I've been in church my whole life. What they say, 50% of the people forget what you preached about when they hit the door. And then the other 50% completely forget about it, what you talked about by Thursday of the next week. So the idea, why not around Wednesday, or maybe even Thursday, do a short, it doesn't have to be long, do a midweek service refresher, going over the highlights of what was taught. You know, that could be something, I mean, it doesn't have to be super long. It doesn't have to have glitz and glamour and graphics all over the place, but it's something to be more creative. Just, hey, Hey family, this is AJ with the media ministry. I just want to bring to your attention, this is your weekly midweek service refresher. And remember, Pastor talked about this, and this, and he accented the importance of this scripture and blah, 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 and go over the key points just to engage those people who normally would have forgot what happened when you had your last service. So that's number 2, a midweek highlight service refresher. Number 3 is, why not highlight members in your church? You know, you got a bunch of, almost all of us have kids that are out in college. They're doing great things in school. You have folks that, there's a lot of folks that would love to have some attention and, that may have been sick and shut in. You haven't seen them in a long time. You can just take a 2-minute or less member highlight reel. I actually did this a long time ago at my church, and I called it Many Members in the Body, where I was interviewing different people in the church. And the video was like 60, 90 seconds. And again, if you still want to, practice social distancing, you can just have them call in and record the voice and just have a picture of them. And, you can be creative. You can do it any way you want to. But again, this will just give you some ideas. Consider highlighting and recognizing certain members in your church body, whether that be from the young all the way to the old. Make sure you branch it out. You just don't want to just focus on just the young kids that are in school or just the older folks. You want to have a wide breadth of people so that people can see, hey, there's a lot of people here in our ministry, and this might want to entice you to want to come and visit. All right. So member highlights. Number 4, why not do a news and announcement show? So instead of just having your announcements on your service, why not have a separate dedicated announcements so that, and I'm just throwing this out there. Of course, you have to, talk to leadership or whatever that happens at your local ministry. But say the announcements are slowing down the worship. How about having the announcements done on a Saturday and play that on your channel or whatever? And then also just play that as people are walking in and walking out. So when service happens, you just got worship, you got the word, and then you just go. Now, again, I'm just assuming that if you have a different flow of your service, of course, do that. But again, it doesn't matter. You can still have a highlights or a news announcement show, 5 minutes or less or something like that, just to go over the business of your local ministry. So consider that. Number 4 is having a news/announcement show from your church. And number 5, just number 5, because there's so many other ideas, but how about have a video like a vlog of your ministry when you're doing different forms of outreach? Because who cares about your church on the corner if we don't know how much you care? What are you doing for the community? It doesn't have to be a long 5-hour documentary, but doing some type of video to where you're not asking for nothing. Your ministry is showing what you're doing, whether that is just having a camera phone, and you're walking behind somebody who's your deacons who are going to the sick and shut in and having communion with people, or just visiting, or somebody dropping off cards, or anything that y'all are doing in the community to help out. Again, that's what people need to see. They need to see the character of your church. And that is not just people watching your live stream in a sermon. So again, number 5 is do some type of vlog/outreach videos so people can see just how much your ministry cares for the community. So let's go ahead and do a refresher real quick. So what was number 1? Number 1 is repurpose your live stream. Chop it up into some smaller segments that, whether it be music, whether it be the sermon, whether it be a teaser of the sermon or the message that goes into the long version. Hey, there's your idea. Number 2 is have a midweek highlights sermon service refresher. It doesn't have to be that long. Just in the middle of the week, hey, these are the key points that the message that was delivered when you had service to help re-engage that memory for people to remember what was going on. Number 3 is we had a member highlights where you highlight different people in your ministry, whether it be young all the way to the old. Just highlight them because a lot of us haven't seen each other in a long time. And here's an opportunity to highlight different members in your ministry. Number 4 is having some type of news announcement TV show. So it's a dedicated show for all the highlights and news that is going on in your local ministry. All right. And then number 5 is outreach ministries, a way for the community to see just how much your ministry cares. Instead of asking everybody to come to you, you're documenting you going to them. So hopefully those 5 tips help. Different ideas. I'm doing a mixture of a bunch of these as well too. I'm actually going to be working on them right after this. I'm downloading the video from our live stream as we speak while I'm recording this. But if you have any other ideas, please share them and leave them down below. This is going to be a challenge, hence the challenge. And every tip that we share with each other will help everybody move along. Who cares if you did it and you made it this entire month by yourself? It means nothing if we don't do together, because one ministry is not meant to reach everybody. All of us are meant to reach everybody together by working together. So please share your tips down below and let me know which one gave you an idea that was like, ooh, hey, AJ, I might want to try that. Let me know. I read all the comments and try to respond to them as best as I possibly can. But again, thank you so much. So if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. I want to thank the patrons and the YouTube members for making this video possible. Their names on the screen right now, and you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button down below. And don't forget, folks, we have a new tier in Patreon. It is the Media Ministry Mentor that is open to anybody, but the idea is one Sunday out of the month, I will be there virtually or physically to help your media ministry for as long as you're a patron. Again, right now, as long as you are within 2 hours drive, I will get there. If not, everybody else, if you're interested, will be virtual, where we're doing training with your media ministry to step it up and kick it up to the next level as best as I can possibly do to help you. Links are down below if you're interested. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video later.